My name is Mamata, lecturer in economics. I am going to teach economics for class 11 and 12. The topic we are going to discuss today is state of environment in India. Akoina ngasi khanagadoriba topic ase state of environment in India habadune mase akoina mamang previous class ta sathagiba akoigi sustainable development habado adugi adum continue torokpa parane aduga akoigi ngasi state of environment in India se. India is the habitat of nearly 15% of world's population, carrying just 2% of the world's geographical area. This, along with the fact that 21.8% of the country's population is below poverty line, struggling for food, clothing, and shelter, points to certain obvious environmental issues as following. Aduna India se akoigi Prithvi gi total population chigi 15% se India da lai aduga world gi total geographical areas dagi 2% kaktang ne India da geographical areas na aduga masigi mathakta akoigi 21.8% se country akoigi India gi population se below poverty line da yamna poorest of the poor in lebido moise akoigi food ki damak adagi hingnaba gi damak akoigi shelter gi damak clothing damak adum yamna struggle tawriba labor group to ni aduna high riba magi sigumba mayam se masi labanina environmental issues se yam lay adu makha da piriba points se masi khana se one by one oina. Number 1, natural endowment is getting excessively exploited, exceeding the rate of its regeneration. Akogi mahosana piramba magi natural gi pot chai singse akogi resources singse mana regenerate toba ngamba capacity do adagi hena akogi season na thoki base masina yamna hele adum masina natural resources singse yam exploited way. Number 2, the production and consumption waste are being generated beyond the absorption capacity of the environment. Akogi production gi wasting adagi consumption gi wasting masi wasting hundorokam mayam se masina akogi environment sina mai mahosana absorb toba akoi chupsan bang amba capacity do adugi wang mase sida langre wang mada oire. Number 3, air pollution, water pollution, and sound pollution are picking up to the alarming limits. Aduga water pollution boharo, air pollution boharo, adagi my sound pollution, masi gisisu chang suki mate wang wase masi yamna alarming limit to adu yore hava. India certainly is in the midst of the environmental crises. Aduna India se housing environmental crisis mayam se masi thengnaraga leiraba neva. Mathangda akoina khanagadobse the dichotomy of environmental degradation in India. India da environmental degradation mayam la ise kadobeno masi khenaba akogi maram ani na adu orangani adu kari karino habdo adu yengse. The environmental degradation in India points to a paradoxical situations in the country. It is occurring and expanding owing to its staggering poverty as well as the rapid growth of population activity. Aduna India da akoi environmental degradation to ise sum thoktana su laire aduga sum su hengalae masi kari maram no hada mass poverty laiba adagidi magi population growth che masi su yam thuna hengatpa masina neba. Rapid deforestation in India is a direct consequence of widespread poverty. Tree felling is almost an economic compulsion for millions of poor in rural areas. Aduna akoigi deforestation thoibase masi widespread poverty sega direct mari lene widespread poverty lebadi masi fataba effect se deforestation su oigani karigino habda rural area da leba millions of poor se moigide umong kokthokpase moigide dum mase amarom da tawdaba yadarbani sing yanba kai toba mase karigino haba matamda moigi thong thaknaba langiba tawribase moi ayambadi moi rural area. The expanding production activity in the urban areas is equally responsible for environmental degradation. Adagi urban area dana akogi production che sum hengalakpa production sum hengalakpa se resources sizinaba sum heline adagi de my smoke thorpa mayam masisina kamai tawe environmental degradation che masina su yam chawna thawale India is figuring among the top 10 industrialized countries of the world. While it signals India's prosperity in industrial production, it will also sound alarming bell for environmental pollution. India se Prithvi da 10 industrialized countries in the Chali, and Masi Chale and Indiana Chauthokchadana Magi industrial production. Masi yamna hengalabushu amaromda masina environmental da yamna akai bethoe my pollution se masithoe industry dagi thador maiku mayam se sinadum air pollution se masi am chauna thokhalleba. Industrial smoke is polluting the air and industrial waste is polluting the water. And hojik pange badune industry dai thorokpa smoke tuna nungsit senghandra adagi industry dagi thorokpa waste mayam sina ising jo amuk contaminate tawre ising jo phathandra. Expansion of vehicular traffic is generating noise pollution besides contributing to air pollution and global warming. Adagidi traffic yam hengalakpa gari season na base yam hengalakpa sina magi noise pollution su thole adagidi air pollution su thole adagi global warming su thole. Global warming haise ngasagi thador pa smoke mayam do aduna dum global warming su thohana ba machak amadum masana oijareba. Aduna mathang akoina khana gadobosi strategies for sustainable development habse masi khana se akoina sustainable development se masi kamaina porakadage togodage habdo India da. And number 1, convert sunlight into solar energy and solar energy into electricity. Energy is the most critical input of production, while use of fossil fuels implies a direct depletion of non-renewable source of energy. The use of coal is grossly unfriendly to environment as it emits lots of carbon dioxide. Energy se masi production ki damakta energy se yamna maruoiba input amaneba. Masida fossil fuels is the fossil fuel habase kari karino habida koigi petroleum ade natural gas adagi thau sing moi coal sing moi mayam se na kamai tawi moi se sum season ragana dum loiba naire adagi di coal gumba season na base so yamna environment da unfriendly oiba kaino hadi masi yamna carbon dioxide yam thado ineba coal yam season na base masina arge India is endowed with abundant sunlight which is rich source of energy. Sunlight is both environment friendly as well as non-exhaustive source of energy. Aduna India de koigi nungsa mangan sunlight che yamna marang kaina phangba country ni aduga sunlight che yamna environment friendly oiba aduga loiba naidaba source of energy neba. Also conversion of solar energy into electricity is no longer a distant dream, though the technology is yet to become widely innovative. Aduna akoina sunlight se akogi electricity de energy dam convert oba adagi solar energy se electricity dam convert oba kaise yamna distant oiba dream na te masi thungbo horobani thungobani adubo technology se yam paksana innovative to amabudi changi. Mathangda LPG gobar gas in rural areas. Households in rural areas generally use wood, dung cake or other biomass as fuel. This practice has several adverse implications like deforestation, reduction in green cover, wastage of cattle dung and air pollution. Aduna rural areas like the chak thongbagi kai season aribasidi ayamba kaino sine sing sine aduga dung cake habadi santhi je sigumbani adai biomass fuel na masigi yamna phattaba effect yamna lei masi kari no habda masina umang kokthoe adagidi akoigi asang aman gi changse kokthaba su sum hele adagi cattle dung se akoigi har oina season abaya bse masijo arem badai mange adagi thorko maikhu me amdna air pollution se thohle adudi masi kamaina chumthok tagge haibada to rectify the situation subsidized LPG liquid petroleum gas and cooking gas is being provided. It is a clean fuel. It reduces household pollution to a large extent. Also, energy wastage is minimized. In addition, gobar gas plants are being provided through EG loans and subsidies. Aduna Sagi rural areas the my home basi poroknaba akogi deforestation ga se handanaba LPG gas se taba mamanda moise phangale LPG sidi akogi yamna clean oiba fuel ni masina household pollution so handahale adugi sumathakta energy wastage se masisu tawhandre aruga masigi mathakta gobar gas plant ga se akogi easy loan pidana adugi subsidized rate so masi phanghaleba. Next, the third point, the CNG in urban areas. In Delhi, the use of compressed natural gas CNG as fuel in public transport system has significantly lowered air pollution, and the air has become cleaner in the last few years. And Delhi, the transport system say the compressed natural gas mashi oina season basna kamai to air pollution che changyam handare aruga chahi last few years da akogi nungshit che machine tapna senghal leba argi mari subada akoina khanagado bishi wind power. In areas where speed of wind is usually high, windmills can provide electricity without any adverse impact on the environment. Akogi area sing akogi nungsit say yam kanna humba my area says they the windmill season away windmill game mateng na akogi turbine se masi unghalaga electricity puthokpa yai aruga masi gumba system je masi environment da kari gumbam ta akai ba pi de. Wind turbines move with the wind and the electricity is generated. No doubt, the initial cost is high, but the benefits are such that the high cost gets easily absorbed. Aduna ngasai wind turbine duna unga electricity do puthoga local area. Adu idu dum electricity se pir season abayare. Adu ahamba hogalapadadi masi paisa chang be costly oibe. Adu once masina phanghanba horakanda the masdagi phangba benefits to the ngasai cost the gi yam he leva benefits na. Number 5, the mini hydel plants. In mountainous regions, streams can be found almost everywhere. Mini hydel plants use the energy of such streams to move small turbines. The turbines generate electricity which can be used locally. Such power plants are more or less environment friendly as they do not change the land use pattern in areas where they are located. They generate enough power to meet local demands. And akogi chingilam oiba mountainous regions estadadi akogi currency amna yangna chenba stream mayam leba hariba stream mayam se masdagi mini hydel plant se masina stream sigi mateng na akogi turbine se masi unghalaga electricity se puthokpa yai sidagi puthokpa electricity duna local area do adudaida piba masi gumba power plant se masi su adum environment friendly oiba kaino haba masi gumba plant sina hana lejaramba jaga adudaida leramba lam sijanak bagi mowong se masda kaisu ahongba porokte haba sigumba plant sina aduna area adudaida phajana electricity piraga mini hydel plants they generate enough power to meet the local demands. Mini hydel plants mina phangase. 6th, biocompositing. In our case, to increase agricultural production during the last 5 decades or so, we almost totally neglected the use of compost and completely switched over to chemical fertilizers. The result is that large tracts of productive land have been adversely affected. Water bodies, including groundwater system, have suffered due to chemical contamination, and demand for irrigation has been going up year after year. Production se masi hengatna bi damakta last 5 decades di ogiba chahi 50 years masi akoina akoigi chumnagi sungba har akoigi mana masing dagi sumba akoigi west dagi sungba har do madu season na pura chemical gi har singse masi season na ba hogre ano chemical fertilizers masi season na badagi amangba mayam amadi thoe hana yamna productive oiba lam singdo adoso dum lehau chelakta ba adagi di sida sunatana water bodies adagi chendharpa kai mahi mana iduna akoi water bodies se masisu dum contaminated tore argo kaino da mathakta leba water bodies natana ground manung da leba water se si babo loina contaminated contaminated to hole akoi hu chelale aduga sigi suma thakta akoi gi production na hengatna to bose masida irrigation facilities e masigi jo chai khuding gi demand che sum hengala eba ana farmers in large numbers all over the country have again started using compost made from organic wastes of different types adna hojikti masigi amang ba singse masi dum khangpadagi akoi gi country da leiba farmers singse masina hanagi adumaina akoi gi organic waste mayam dagi semba har singse masi amuk seasonaba se tapna amuk hore in certain parts of the country cattle are maintained only because they produce dung, which is an important fertilizer and soil conditioner. Certain part sun loinabase karigi damakta loibagi habadamagi shanti cattle dung do. Adugi damakta loine kaino habatam the cattle dung se yam the important fertilizer oiba adugama soil conditioner never. 7 Subda biopest control machine. With the advent of the green revolutions, the entire country entered into a frenzy to use more and more chemical pesticides for higher yield. Anna akoina green revolution je machine technology se machine lak badagidi akogi leibak ta leiba ayamba farmers se kamai toge bada akoi tilhak ne hidak season amase akogi chemical pesticide je machine ngak to ina season agreba akoi production se machine hengat soon the adverse impacts begins to show. Food products were contaminated, soil, water bodies and even groundwater were polluted with pesticides. Even milk, meat and fishes were found to be contaminated. Aduna masigi season na base masigi amang wadudi akoi adum hojikti khangak pasina kamai tawe ngasai gi chemical pesticide to adugi machum mayam aduna adagi adu season na badagi puthokpa pochai mahai marong se masisu kamai tawe food products su contaminated ore akoi gi cha bada hakchang sokningai oibido adu soil su my fertility water bodies adagi groundwater groundwater sisu kamai tore pesticide no loina polluted toreba even akoina chariba sangom adagi meat argi fishes siba loina contaminated toreba. To meet these challenges, efforts are on to bring in better methods of pest control. High river challenges, problems, challenges, meet tonaba, Yankan Honadana, chemical kind of pesticide, adu, nataba, atopa, Masdagi and Pava, control tonaba, pesting, tilsing, masi, controlled on about kari putoxige, Kaidomadu, Kanarini. One such step is the use of pesticides based on plant products. Neem trees are providing to be quite useful. Adna masi karamba houses steps locally se akoigi til jahan anaba hidak se akoi magi karai dagi logo dagi kaise plants sing se plants dagi long no ba hotnaba adama da karamba makhalgi plant no have the neem tree se masi yamna kanaba sigumba tilhak hidak se masi semba matamda akoigi neem panbi se masi yam kanaba panbi ma oi. Several types of pest controlling chemicals have been isolated from neem and these are being used. Aduna akoigi neem panbi sidagi akoigi til hat pangamba adugumba chemicals mayam se mangon dai lotho oga ngasai til se hat anaba masi oina season areba ade mixed cropping and growing different crops in consecutive years on the same land have also helped farmers. Akoina mixed cropping have the crops se ama khatang thaba nataba akoigi leiriba jaga se da variety lam mapak se da variety ani ahum thabado cropping crops se arugadi sida sunatana chahi khudingi crops se hong dana sum thabse masi lehaw du phagal hale aduga masina farmers da su help tawi aduga masigum makhal se masi tawba hore aikoina khanagadab se aroibada. Economic development which aim at increasing the production of goods and services to meet the needs of the rising populations put greater pressure on the environment. Akoina economic development tauribase masi kaigino haiba matamda population je sum hengalakpanina magi darkar lebase sum hengalabone darkar lebdu meet tonana bo of the production je sum sum hengatnaba hotnabada masina environment da achoba pressure ma pi aduna magi khalje kairaknabagi machak ama oeba. In the initial stages of development, the demand for environmental resources was less than that of supply. Now the world is faced with increased demand for environmental resources, but their supply is limited due to overuse and misuse. And nahawai ngalingai matamda initial stages of development dadi mi singsina environment dagi demand tarumbase adu hagna yamamde haibadi environment na supply to buduna helameba resources masimi masingdo yamdringai dadi aduna demand se mai within the leramba supply duna demand dagi hen banena adu hagna problems leramde aduga hojikti world se kaino problem se face to se missing se hangale. And now the world is faced with increased demand for environmental resources. I say missing se hangala tung na world se environment dagi resources se sum demand to so hangale demand of the hangala banena sum sijat na thokram na environment na supply to bogi limit se so masisi am yandre kadu bogi no have the supply to bog ngam bugam jalaktre kaino hana yamna over use to re aduga he na magi regenerate to chang do adudagi so hen extract of re lo thokre aduga yamna sum misuse to re ba hekta mapam marang khangdana adum chingthoga pangsida season bedo adugumba so to re ba aduna sustainable development habase masi hojikti karamba makhalgi development togudabna no have the koino so hana so khanagi bituni sustainable development aims at promoting the kind of development that minimizes environmental problems and meets the needs of the present generation without compromising the ability of the future generations to meet their own needs. Sustainable developments in aim tawribasi environment se masida minimize magi development se kaino tobo matam development tobo matam da environment se am soondana hojik akhoi darkar leiribase masisu meet tawnanaba aduga akhoi future da lakadoriba akhoi generation se masisu moigi darkar lebido phajana meet tawnanaba thambirambado adugumba makhalgi development do adu tawgadabani na haibani. For today, let's do up to this, and thank you. Let's meet again in the next class.